Ever stop to think about your house as, well, as a living thing? I mean, it's got a skeleton, right? That's the frame. It has a nervous system. That's all the wiring. And it has this incredible circulatory system, this whole network of arteries and veins tucked away, working silently, day in and day out. So, quick question for you. What do you think is the single most dangerous system in your home? Is it the gas lines, the electrical panel, maybe? You know, the answer might actually surprise you.
A lot of times, the biggest threat is the one we can't even see. Yeah, we're talking about your plumbing, and we're going to dive deep into this hidden world, using the homes in Wilkinsburg, Pennsylvania as our guide, because what's happening there can teach us a whole lot about what's going on behind our own walls. Okay, so let's start here. This network of pipes, it really is your home's circulatory system. It brings in the fresh, clean water you need and carries away all the waste, keeping everything running just right. But, you know, just like any vital system, it's vulnerable, and it's up against two very powerful forces. See, your plumbing is in a constant battle with two relentless enemies: age and the environment around it. These two are working against your home's pipes every single day, whether you realize it or not. Let's tackle age first. In places like Wilkinsburg, a huge number of homes were built in a boom that happened between 1900 and 1950. Just think about that for a second. Their original pipes are now well over 75 years old, made of materials that are way past their prime. They are, quite literally, ticking time bombs.
And the difference in the materials is just, it's like night and day. On the left, you've got the old stuff, galvanized steel and cast iron. There's just corroding from the inside out. This is what causes all the rust, the clogs, and eventually a catastrophic failure. Now, on the right, that's the modern stuff, PEX and copper. It's flexible, it's durable, and it's built to last.
On top of just getting old, the environment is launching a non-stop attack. For a home in a place like Wilkinsburg, this is an annual war. The winter freeze-thaw cycle literally expands and cracks pipes. Heavy spring rains can completely overwhelm the sewer systems, causing, well, you know, disgusting backups. Even the ground and the trees get in on the action. Shifting soil puts stress on the pipes, and tree roots, oh, they will actively invade and choke your sewer lines.
But here is the good news. Your house talks to you. It sends out these little warning signs long before disaster ever strikes. You just have to know how to listen. So let's decode some of those really crucial clues.
Ever hear that sound when you flush a toilet or when a sink is draining? That gurgle? That's not normal. It's the sound of air being forced through trapped water. It means you have a blockage forming somewhere down the line, and it's a clear warning that a backup is on its way.
Or what about this? Your water comes out looking kind of brownish or rusty, especially first thing in the morning. You really have to pay attention to that. It is a classic sign that those old galvanized steel pipes are rotting from the inside. And it's not just about how it looks. That rust can carry heavy metals, which can really impact the quality and safety of the water you're using every day.
And that foul smell coming up from a drain, it's not just unpleasant, it's a huge red flag. It could mean you have a clog that's trapping all kinds of rotting gunk, or it could be something much more serious, like a break in the line that's letting sewer gas seep into your home, and that's not something you want to be breathing.
And that rumbling or popping sound coming from your water heater, that's the sound of it starting to fail. Layers of mineral sediment have built up inside, and the unit has to work harder and harder just to heat your water. It's costing you money every single month on your energy bill, long before it just completely gives out.
So let's say you've spotted one of these warning signs. What's next? Well, fortunately, the tools we use to fight back have evolved dramatically. Let's take a look inside the modern plumber's toolkit.
The most important idea today is this: diagnosis before incision. Pros aren't just going to start ripping out your walls anymore. They use tools like tiny fiber optic cameras to actually travel inside your pipes and see the exact problem. They use electronic detectors to find hidden leaks with pinpoint accuracy. This tech saves a massive amount of time, money, and frankly, destruction.
This high-tech diagnosis is just the first step in a very methodical process. First, you identify the real root cause of the problem. Second, you do a professional repair with the right materials so it's a permanent fix. And third, you test everything to make sure it's working perfectly before cleaning up and leaving your home exactly how they found it.
And the solutions themselves are pretty incredible. Instead of digging up your entire yard to clear out tree roots, they can use high-pressure hydrojetting to just blast them away from the inside. And for homeowners in older areas like Wilkinsburg, this is an absolute game changer. They can even replace an entire sewer line using what are called trenchless methods, which don't require destroying your beautiful lawn.
So what does all this really mean for you? It all leads to the most important takeaway of all. You have to shift your mindset. Shift from reacting to emergencies in a panic to proactively preventing them and getting total peace of mind.
The logic here is so simple and so powerful. An emergency call for a burst pipe can cost you thousands more than a simple maintenance visit would have. Scheduled maintenance finds problems when they're small, when they're manageable, and when they're cheap to fix. This is how you avoid that 2 a.m. disaster that floods your basement.
And here's a simple checklist to help you start thinking that way. Think about getting your drains and sewer line inspected with a camera. Flush your water heater once a year to get rid of all that damaging sediment. Take a good look at any visible supply lines for signs of trouble. And please, fix those small drips. They're almost always a sign of a bigger issue.
So, I'll just leave you with this to think about. Considering the age of your home, the materials that are hiding inside its walls, and maybe some of those subtle warnings it might be sending you, is your plumbing a reliable system you can count on, or is it a ticking clock?